Okay, number 5. Silence is a safeguard of wisdom. That's an amazing statement. Mm-hmm. Silence is a safeguard of wisdom. Therefore, one should not hasten to answer, nor speak at length. He should teach his students in a calm and tranquility, without shouting or wordiness. This is what Shlomo stated. The words of the wise are heard in tranquility. 9:17. So let's start. It's very interesting. Okay. So, silence is a safeguard for wisdom. 65. In Avesta 3:16, Rambam appears to interpret the Mishnah as a directive regarding one's conduct while teaching Torah. In a contrast to the Mishnah cited in the previous Halachah, Mishnah said the previous Halachah refers to all type of speech, even the discussion of everyday matters. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's not only like forbidden, even discuss every day. Therefore, next sentence. Therefore, let's say commentary. See, the Rambam implies that there are two advantages of silence. Number 1, it allows one to contemplate the matter with a composure and consider its in entirety. So basically, as we're going to say, don't hasten to answer. Right? Why should we jump? Okay, so we're going to explain. And B, it encourages brevity and prevent unnecessary and meaningless words, which could cloud the students' appreciation of the concept. Mm-hmm. So the brevity, as we said, so if he gives all of these exclusions and all of these abnormal situations, so the guy does not get the point. So just tell him this is the halacha, and if needed, so you can build up on it. So in this, one should not hasten to answer. So I remember that when I used to work in that office in my company, so it was one clown. Unfortunately, he was a Jew. He's a Jew. So he was the funniest guy, very loud, very brazen, as a Jew is supposed to be, but in different sense. And they would younger people, younger guys, and they would making fun of each other, humiliate each other, boys, girls, and stuff like that in the office environment. It's unbelievable. And I don't know who created it. It was they call it 2 seconds rule. So if somebody tells something he insulted him, he has 2 seconds to reply. If he did not reply in the 2 seconds, so everybody would scream at him. If you take 3 seconds to think about how to reply, no, that's it. We're not going to listen. It's not count.
What?
Nobody was allowed to laugh if it would take him to more than 2 seconds. They call it 2 seconds. I'm not sure. They made it up. They heard it. I'm not sure. So that's our way is exactly opposite. So you have to think, you have to contemplate how exactly you're going to answer this question before you answer it. So if you need that, and I learned it from Rabbi Reuven Shlita, right? So take your time. You need 1 hour, take 1 hour. You need 2 days to take 2 days. Instead of giving somebody a rush answer that might not be true in that situation, right? So in his specific situation. So take your time, ask questions, make sure that you understand, make sure that you give answer that is good for that person, that suits that person. You understand? Not.
I guess in a way it would also teach the other person patience, including yourself, because person might also be rash to get an answer, yes. But by the time he gets the answer, he might have already worked it through himself, and maybe the advice that you can give him would have I don't know. Let's say you, for instance, ask advice for somebody about your marriage, whatever, something happened, and you ask advice, and whatever. The person you asked advice is taking some time to think. Okay, let me think about it. Well, whatever. And during that time, maybe you just repaired your relationship somehow. Yeah. He came back to you with the answer, but he still comes to you with the answer, and now you just have that as knowledge that you can use in the future, or something.
Exactly. Yeah. And maybe compare. You're right. We are using it in the future, and that's what I did. Okay, but in my specific case, so sometimes there is a big talent to ask the question correctly. So you understand? In order to ask the right question, you have to have a base of knowledge.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it means that I know this and that, but I'm not sure in this specific situation. But I know it could be a problem.
Right.
That's the way you ask the question. Okay. So continue. So one more time. Therefore, one should not hasten to answer 67. It appears to be a paraphrase of the Mishnah Avos 5:6. Do not rush to answer. However, in his commentary to the Mishnah, Rambam interprets the clause within the context of the explanation of the entire Mishnah and focuses on different concepts than those discussed in this Halachah. See also Talmud, Hilchot Talmud. Okay. So, but here it's okay. So let's see what is the point here. Therefore, one more time the sentence. Therefore, one should not hasten to answer, nor speak at length. 68. As mentioned in the previous halachah. Okay, so it said that he, next sentence, should teach his students in a calm and tranquility. 69. The latter phrase is borrowed out of context from Yeshayahu. Okay. Without shouting. See Hilchot Talmud Torah. Or wordiness. So now shouting. So I was talking to this sweet guy that was to help us with the subtitles. I don't know if you saw the posters. So they sent out the poster. So to help us to create Russian subtitles. Yeah. So the sweetest guy wants to help, and he said, "How about do it with audio instead of the words."
Talking in Russian.
Yeah. I said, and then he answered his own question. He's very nice, very sweet guy. So he said, "I guess it's not going to work because this translator would have to shout and be I don't know, passionate about it." So I said, "That's exactly what I thought." You cannot translate Rabbi with a monotone voice.
No.
It's a drive. Go ahead.
I've watched a lot of American movies, whatever, Russian audio in the background, and I'm just there's something different when it's not matched. If it's just speaking and the person, is the actor on TV is yelling this, that, it's different if a person just speaking. It wouldn't work. You're right, absolutely. You can't, especially passion, you can't, somebody's passionate speaking, it won't come out the same if it's monotone, it just won't.
Exactly. So that's that's his style, and it comes from his heart to penetrate the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, when the person hears his tone of voice and he sees the translation, I think it also should help.
Yeah.
Okay, so continue. This is what Shlomo stated: "The words of the wise are heard in tranquility." 71. The commentary explained that this verse does more than describe the wise man's speech as being characterized by tranquility. This also implies a promise that when a wise man speaks with tranquility, his words will be heard. This is accepted by listeners. So I think it's my personal understanding. So here they're talking about when you teach people Halachah. What Rabbi Roman does, he tried to wake up people. So it's not exactly the same.